The story usually starts with a rumor. Someone says there was a moment when the most powerful military on Earth came face to face with a smaller force from a tropical archipelago, and somehow the outcome surprised everyone. The internet loves to turn that rumor into a headline. U.S. Army versus Filipino Special Forces. A face-off that shocked the world. But the real story is quieter, more human, and far more interesting than a simple win or loss. To understand it, you have to begin far from any battlefield. You have to start with history, memory, and the complicated relationship between two nations tied together by more than a century of shared experience. The Philippines is not just another country on the map for the United States. It is a place where American soldiers once fought, lived, and died, and where Filipino soldiers learned early what it meant to resist, adapt, and survive. In the Philippines, military service is often personal. Many soldiers grow up hearing stories from their grandparents about guerrilla fighters during World War II, about hiding in jungles, about fighting with limited weapons, but endless determination. For Filipino Special Forces, training is not only about tactics. It is about terrain, patience, and humility. The jungle is not an enemy to be conquered. It is a living thing to be understood. Across the ocean, the U.S. Army represents something different. Massive resources, advanced technology, global reach. American soldiers train in deserts, mountains, forests, and cities. They learn doctrine, coordination, and precision. They carry the weight of expectation that comes with being part of the world's most powerful military. Many of them grow up believing that if they train hard enough, there is no challenge they cannot overcome. When these two forces meet, it is rarely in combat. It is in joint exercises, training missions, and cooperative operations. But within those moments, something real happens. Pride meets pride. Assumptions are tested. Quiet lessons are learned. Imagine a joint jungle warfare exercise in the southern Philippines. The air is heavy, wet, and unforgiving. Sweat soaks uniforms within minutes. American soldiers arrive with gear optimized for efficiency, communication systems humming, plans carefully laid out. Filipino Special Forces arrive lighter, moving with an ease that suggests familiarity rather than bravado. At first, there is curiosity on both sides. The Americans notice how little the Filipino troops carry. The Filipinos notice how much the Americans do. There are jokes, polite smiles, and the universal language of soldiers sizing each other up without saying it out loud. Then, the exercise begins. In the jungle, visibility is limited. Sound travels strangely. What looks simple on a map becomes complex on the ground. American units move methodically, following procedures designed to minimize risk. Filipino Special Forces move differently. They read the forest like a book. Broken branches, disturbed soil, the absence of birdsong. They do not rush. They wait. At some point, an American unit realizes they have been ambushed in the exercise. No shots fired, no explosions, just the quiet understanding that they were outmaneuvered. The realization is not humiliating, it is humbling. And humility, for a soldier, is often the beginning of real learning. Later, roles reverse. Filipino troops attempt to penetrate an area secured by American forces using drones, sensors, and coordinated surveillance. This time, technology speaks. Movement is detected. Plans are disrupted. The Filipinos adapt quickly, but the lesson is clear. Power does not come from one thing alone. It comes from balance. This is the part of the story that rarely goes viral. There is no single moment where one side defeats the other. There is no dramatic surrender, no shocked silence broadcast to the world. Instead, there is mutual respect earned quietly, one lesson at a time. For Filipino Special Forces, these encounters reinforce a long-held belief that skill, environment, and mindset can level almost any playing field. For the U.S. Army, they serve as a reminder that technology and size are only as effective as the people using them, and that local knowledge can be as powerful as any weapon. Behind the training are human beings. An American soldier calling home, describing how the jungle feels alive at night. A Filipino operator sharing a meal of rice and dried fish, laughing as he teaches his counterpart how to move without leaving tracks. These moments do not make headlines, but they shape soldiers more deeply than any press release. There is also the weight of shared history. During World War II, Filipino and American soldiers fought side by side against overwhelming odds. Many Filipino guerrillas supported American forces after the fall of Bataan and Corregidor, often at great personal cost. That memory lingers, even if it is rarely spoken aloud. It creates a bond that is difficult to explain but easy to feel. So where did the idea of a shocking face-off come from? Part of it comes from online storytelling culture, where nuance is often sacrificed for clicks. A training success becomes a defeat. A lesson learned becomes an embarrassment. The truth is less dramatic, but far more meaningful. In reality, these encounters highlight something important about modern warfare and cooperation. No military, no matter how powerful, can master every environment alone. No smaller force survives by strength alone. The future belongs to those who can learn from one another. For the Filipino Special Forces, the jungle, the mountains, and the islands are teachers. For the U.S. Army, global experience and technological innovation are strengths. When these strengths meet, the result is not shock, but synergy. At the end of an exercise, there is usually a simple closing ceremony, patches exchanged, photos taken, handshakes that are firm and genuine. Soldiers who arrived as strangers leave as professionals who understand each other a little better. If there is a lesson that truly shocks the world, it is this. Real power is quiet. It listens, it adapts, and it respects those who walk a different path. The story of the U.S. Army and Filipino Special Forces is not about who would win in a fight. It is about what happens when two very different traditions meet and choose learning over ego. That is not a viral headline, but it is the truth.